This is an impromptu video and I'm going to post it. I've done videos before which I've deleted, but this one is absolute necessary. And it's going to be probably one of the hardest that I do. I was talking to a friend yesterday and I hadn't spoken with her in years, though I do consider her like family. I befriended her. She's my friend's sister. And so, but I feel that even though like I'm closer with the other friend or have had more shared experiences with the original friend, it's the sister that in personality wise that I feel that we most closely resemble each other. Anyhow, I'm doing my house cleaning. You can see my shirt, my mess in the back. I was like cabin cleaning, I should say. But I'm really bothered right now. I am bothered. And then rather than calling and picking fights with my family, I was like, you know what? I'm mainly when I say family, I mean my mother. I'm going to share this. And this is where I'm at. So today I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed. And I finished, right now it's like about 3:30 Alaska time. I've been up for several hours. I woke up early. I did some CE courses, like the continuing ed courses for, my real estate license in Nevada that I have done nothing with for a number of years. I have it on inactive status and I do remain compliant with all my obligations in regards to that. And so where this conversation, has stemmed me. It's not like nobody can make us feel any type of way. Nobody. It's just like we can have conversations and exchanges with people that may bring up issues that we are sore with. And I guess that's what last night's conversation did for me. And basically they're like, when are you coming home? And home being Las Vegas, Nevada to me. And I'm just like, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm almost ready, but not yet. It was actually, I've been debating between going to, back to Las Vegas, Nevada or Arizona. And, this again, it's a really sore subject. And so this has brought up a lot of issues. It's like, who the fuck did I think I was that I was going to change anything in my family? I have been on a wealth quest. First, it was about debt-free living. Basically, I felt like I was buying my way out of servitude. Like, I felt like I was born in indentured servitude. And so I made my way out of that. But even before then, or as I was making my way out of that, I finally found myself brave enough to say, I was like, yeah, I want to be wealthy. Like, I've always known that I wanted to be wealthy and not just a light wish. It's something I'm willing to work for, earn, that I have, and that I will continue to do so. But now I'm at the point where I'm like, sometimes like things have to happen where they take us into a direction where, and this is exactly where I don't want to operate out of. It's like, when you're almost angry. I'm not an angry person. I'm not angry at the world, but perhaps I'm a bit highly annoyed at myself and at a situation. And just I don't think I'm a smart person. I say I know nothing of nothing, and that's what I know. And so, but I am a hardworking person, but hardworking doesn't make you rich. And I'm like, investments do, having cash, doing things in your life, having the confidence to go for the promotion, to like build your earning skills, to claim the money. Basically confidence. Confidence was the first thing that I had to earn, develop. And that's why I say earn, because it was something I had to recognize and develop within myself. So then that way I could be more confident in knowing that I am worth it, that I can command more money. I mean, I might not look so right now, right? I'm at home. And so, but I'm talking about like in a professional sense, to develop myself, I've never been afraid to speak in front of people, but I have been afraid to ask for things and to perhaps even like get offered direction or to officially place myself in charge, because I realized just recently, and when I say recently, I'm talking about like right now is like June, today is June 4th. I recognize, like, I think it was maybe like somewhere in the mid of April that I grew up in a codependent household. And so once I learned that about myself, and I was like, my entire life made sense. My entire, like, say, romantic relationships made sense. My work relationships made sense. I made sense to myself. But just because you come to a realization doesn't mean that it, an epiphany, really. And I'm like, it doesn't mean that it automatically or instantly works itself out of your system. And so this phone call yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I was like, obviously in my mind, once we hung up, I was so happy to speak with her, and just it was basically, it served as a reminder, and I was like, thank you, God, thank you, universe. And I was like, it served as a reminder to that how I see myself, or how others, and this goes for any one of us, it's like how others see you, or is not how one sees herself, is not necessarily how others perceive us. And that is what is really confusing. It's really confusing because, like, especially, and I was like, gosh, I am like this many years old, okay? Like, and then some. And I'm like, and I was explaining to this person, telling my friend, I was like, you know what? I said, I can't believe, I'm like, I have continuously from a very early age, I was like, by the blessing of angels, and I'm like, I've been guided, I've been protected to able to see myself out of the situation in which I grew up in. And even then, and it has been a conscious effort, I have been protecting my mind and being very especially mindful of my environments. And now, since I was like 7 years old, I'm like, I ran away from home when I was 7. And so it was because I recognized even that at that early of an age, but I had plans of running away even before then, like 4 or 5 years old. I think I was already fascinating. Fantasizing. Yeah, fascinating. Fantasizing as like, I was like, okay, when I grow older, when I am not no longer in this particular environment, I'm like, this is what I'm going to do different. And even having, I don't know if like cognition is the right word, but even having like that awareness, I was like, it has taken this many years to accomplish nothing in my life. I've accomplished absolutely nothing. I may have gone some places, but I have accomplished nothing. And even in motherhood, one of the things I thought I might have done right, I think that I didn't at all, according to the opinion of one of my sons. The other one is a very different, separate and private matter. But for one in particular, I was like, and that's what I told my friend. I was like, you know what, even the one thing I thought I might have done right, not even that have I done correctly. So where this leads me to is that I am, and I was like, you know what, if I need to be angry in order to propel myself forward to make these decisions, I was like, to fucking pick my balls up off the floor pretty much. And I was like, yes, that is the language that I use. And like, if I have to pick my balls up off the floor, sling them over my shoulder and fucking get on the path and start moving forward, then that's what I'm going to do. It's what I've done before. It's what I'm going to do again. But my question for you is that why is it that we find it necessary to allow ourselves to become angry in order for that to be the catapult, to be the thing that propels us forward into action? Why must it be anger? And I'm like, I've tried taking other approaches. I was like taking this more relaxed approach because I've always had to be like on hyper alert. It's basically been like my operating system from a very early age, where it was like gung ho, balls to the walls, in that codependency, like everything had to be perfect, nothing undone. And I'm like, gosh, there was like, what do they say? Like rest for the dead. I'd wake up like at 4 or 5 a.m. And in American standards, no, this doesn't make sense, but I didn't grow up in an American household. And then I would have to stay up until like 11:30 at night, tending house, taking care of my niece and nephew, washing dishes, ironing, cooking. We're saying like I was basically like the household manager from a very early age. And so those things, yes, have made me stronger, but I was like, where the fuck did strength get me? It has gotten me nowhere. And that was actually one thing. I have noticed that there is like, say, some healing, family lineage type of healing on the maternal side, within amongst the women in our family. This is from my perception, that needs healing. And I feel that this is where it all goes back to. But again, I was like, why must we allow ourselves to become angry in order to take that action? Why can it not come from another place? Why must we experience this like disappointment? That is what I can say. And I was like, I have not done and endured and survived whatever it is that I may have survived. God, thank God, in one piece. Thank God for as long as I have been able to take care of myself, that nothing has happened to my physical. I've been in some very highly compromising situations, absolutely, but where nothing has where basically nothing has occurred to me that I haven't, where that also be an additional, say, burden that I've had to work through. No, as a child, yes, but as an adult, no. And even so, I don't understand why it's been so hard. So for women, because I do speak women, I don't speak in men, and my men, I speak, women speak, and I do have a tendency to be long-winded. I understand that, but this is an expression. This is an expression. It's unfiltered. I don't plan on what to say. There was a scratch that I needed to itch. Is that how it is? An itch, I needed a scratch. A scratch, I needed an itch. And so, but that's where my question is that how some of us, we pride ourselves, and I will say inclusive because I'm not picking on anyone. I've done that myself in the past. It's like we pride ourselves, like, where I'm strong or whatever we think that we are, and independent and that, this and that. But yet I was like spending so much time in building ourselves in our ego or our value or our worth on those things that don't really get us anywhere. They don't get us anywhere. In my family, I was taught to be independent, to not ask for anything. And I was like, to live is to struggle, to live is to suffer. Vivir es sufrir. Really, my grandmother would say that all the time. So it's like, okay, I grew up expecting to suffer, porque vivir es sufrir. And to an extent, yes, that's true. There are going to be hardships and heartaches and all that. But it doesn't need to be the thing that defines our life. It doesn't need to be the thing that defines us. It doesn't need to be the thing that we allow ourselves, say, to be so pulled down further, sucked into a hole that we find that we can't get out of. Life is more than suffering. I was like, I thought life was about love. I came to a certain age and I was like, life isn't about suffering. Life isn't about all these things I was told. And it has been so hard to undo that. So hard. And I had made a conscious choice. I was like, you know what? I'm going to act out of love rather than act out of anger. And so to be pulled in this direction, these feelings that I'm experiencing today is very difficult to deal with. It's, this is the closest anyone will ever see me come to crying, because I don't. Because again, as I said earlier, I pick my balls up off the fucking floor. I sling them over my shoulder and I get on with whatever I have to do. Because that's the only thing that will provide me with any benefit to get me out of these feelings. I'm like, I recognize them, but it doesn't mean that I need to live here or to stay here. So I really forgot what the opening thing was, is that just to an update. It's okay to feel sad and disappointed sometimes in others and in ourselves. But with that, we also have the choice to do something about it. And I understand everybody's situation is different. Everybody's circumstances, financial ability. But the one thing nobody can ever control is your mind. So it's for you, like myself, to choose those thoughts, to do better, to be better, and perhaps disregard so much of what you were taught, and choose to be and embody love. To choose to be and embody what you feel and what you know is right. And that those things are very likely different than what you were taught. So today is the day you pick your fucking balls up off the floor, mija. Sling them over your shoulder and get on with it. Bye.